COVID cases and deaths have dropped to their lowest levels in nearly a year. That's according to the weekly CDC tracker. Here in Georgia, we are seeing a similar trend. Right now, we're averaging about 451 cases a day. Those are the teal bars you see right there at the bottom of your screen. That is down more than 63% just in the last month. Today is also the second day in a row Georgia has the fewest people in the hospital with COVID since we've been tracking the data, and that is the orange line. You see the downward slope there? We're down nearly 90% from the record set earlier this year. Georgia has also had only one new COVID fatality over the last 3 days, and right now we're losing about 15 people per day. That's down 92% since our peak in February. But Georgia still falls behind the national vaccine average. About 63% of Americans have had a first dose. In Georgia, we're at 39%. That leaves about 61% of eligible Georgians who have yet to get a shot.